Yai la da da la da da da, yai la da da la da da la la, yai la da da la da da la, yai la da la, yai la da da la da da la, yai la da da la da da la, yai la da da la da da la, yai la da da la. Yai la 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 da da, yai la 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 da da, yai la 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 da da, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 da da, yai la 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 da da, yai la 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 da da, yai la 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 la. Yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai la da da da, yai la da 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 da, yai la 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 da da, yai la 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 da da. Yai la 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 da da, yai la la da da, yai la 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 la, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai la da da da, yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru l'Adonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai, Shir Chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz. Adonai, Shir Chadash.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to Anshe Emeth Memorial Temple. I want to invite us to really take in the spirit of Shabbat. Our lives are busy. The world is chaotic and unpredictable. Who knows what's going to happen when? Who knows what headline we're going to read next or what we'll next see on social media? We're all nervous. We all have pandemic fatigue. So I want to invite us to really take in this gift our tradition has given us. We also have a long weekend in our American calendar to celebrate President's Day, all the leadership that has come before us to get us where we are. So I want to invite us to greet Shabbat all together, even though we're not physically in our sanctuary at the same time. We can all still treasure this gift and this consistency and this ritual in our lives and in our sacred tradition. So wherever you are, however you're watching this, whatever streaming service you're using, let's all take a giant deep breath together to really welcome in Shabbat. Ready? We're going to breathe in deeply all together. And exhale. One more deep breath in and out. And using that peacefulness, that stillness that breath gives to us, take a pause, put down your phone, sing the prayers and the songs along with us, and take some time over the next 24 hours to really observe and celebrate Shabbat. Do something for yourself, do some self-care. Whatever it is that makes you feel rested and relaxed and at peace, do that, and then it will truly be a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Anshe Emeth. My name is David Levine and my pronouns are he and him. Tonight, you'll see I'm in a different location. It's still East Brunswick, New Jersey, except I've been relegated to the basement because upstairs, Lisa is streaming services from Noah's Temple, where he's leading service with his congregation on this President's Day weekend. But I am so happy to be here this evening. This Shabbat, more than ever, with the week that many of us have had, brings a great break. And I sometimes think that Rabbi Glasser and I are on the same thing. I need to take that breath. I need to feel that relaxation running through my body. Please take this time and during our services to separate our busy work week and bring us lives into Shabbat and enjoy the retrospection and the study that we do during this time. If you didn't have a chance this past week to be on the program on Monday night with Sheila Katz, please view it. Go to the Anshe Emeth website. Sheila talks about reproductive rights and what an important topic and presented so amazingly and informative. I've sent it out to a few friends and gotten some wonderful things back. So that's my big welcome for this evening. I'm so happy you're here to join us. The piano introduction you heard coming to me, I don't always get to introduce Dave, but that's our wonderful Dave Schlossberg, who accompanies us each and every Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, and please welcome Carol and Steve Sokol to light the Shabbat candles.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We continue with Lecha Dodi on page 20.
לך לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. 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 שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מכרם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, ומצאים מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יעמול עלייך חמלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. נערי מעפר קובי, לבשי בגדי תפארת עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קרבה אל נפשי גאלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה מבך יחסו. אני עמי ונבנתה עיר עתילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו לבשיסה שוסייך ורחקו, כל מבלייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כבשוס חתן הכלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תעריצי, על יד איש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise in body or spirits.
עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת חלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת חלה פני שבת נקבלה.
We continue with Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ואמרו Amen.
We rise in body or spirit for Baruchu.
Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. ברכו את אדוני המבורך ברוך אדוני המבורך המבורך לעולם
Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim.
Ahavat olam ben Yisrael amcha ahavta amcha ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדת, אותנו למדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד, שם כבוד, מלכותו לעולם, לעולם ועד.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Yai bye bye bim bim bye, yabba bye bye bim bam. Yai bye bye bim bim bye, yabba bye bye bim bam. Ay 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 ay, yabba bye bye bim bam. Ay 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 ay, yabba bye bye bim bam. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele, malchutecha ra'uvanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze Eli anu ve'amru, ze Eli anu ve'amru, yai bye bye bim bim bye, yabba bye bye bim bam, yai bye bye bim bim bye, yabba bye bye bim bam. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. מקדשי מקדשי שבי שבת, כולם ישבעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. והשמי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת, כולם ישבעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת קוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת קוראי עונג שבת. זכר זכר למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Do you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yai-dai-dai, yai-da-dai-dai-dai, yada-dai-dai-dai, da-da-dai-dai-dai-dai. Adonai sefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Yada-dai-dai-dai, 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 yada-dai-dai-dai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chaste Avot ve'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, Melech memit umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim bechol yom yahalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue with a moment of personal prayer and reflection.
Ose shalom bimromav יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. Thank you.
Stories matter. Each of us is valuable. Our tradition teaches us that every person is holy, worthy of listening to, and on our journey towards justice, that every person has rights. These are fundamental values when it comes to building sacred community. The idea that each of us has a story, is traveling on a unique journey, and is an important part of a whole, manifests itself in many different ways. This week, the National Council of Jewish Women, NCJW, has proclaimed a National Reproductive Justice Shabbat. On Monday, as David Levine mentioned, its CEO, Sheila Katz, spoke to our congregation as a keeper of Jewish excellence. And tonight, along with many other congregations, we continue that conversation. The NCJW defines reproductive justice as the human right to control our bodies, our lives, our sexualities, our gender, our work, and our reproduction. It comes in many forms for many different kinds of people. Of course, we cannot talk about everything on one Shabbat and in one sermon, but tonight we hope to elevate this conversation and invite all of you to continue to research and explore what reproductive justice means and how it applies to us as Jewish people and as American citizens. I invite all of us to be open to these sometimes uncomfortable conversations, to push ourselves to challenge our own assumptions, and be ready to explore this important conversation through our own unique Jewish lens. Take Dr. Valerie Peterson from Dallas, Texas. She writes, "At 16 weeks pregnant, I had an abortion. My son was diagnosed with a fetal anomaly that was 100% incompatible with life. I lived in Texas, where the laws at the time prevented me from getting the abortion care that I needed at the time that I needed it. There was a 3 to 4 week waiting list, as well as a 3 to 4 day process. The laws had such a profound impact on my mental and emotional health that I ended up traveling to Florida, where I was able to get it done within 48 hours of the diagnosis and was at the clinic for no more than 6 hours. I share my story so that people can know that there are a myriad of reasons why people seek abortion care. I speak to share my truth in hopes that it will inspire others to share, to act, or to rethink their position or understanding of abortion and what abortion care really means. I also speak for those that are afraid to speak out due to the stigma that surrounds abortion, especially those later in pregnancy. The NCJW reminds us that there is a vast amount of reasons why people could seek abortion, and many people have stories that they do not always feel comfortable sharing. In fact, 1 in 4 people who can get pregnant will terminate a pregnancy by the age of 45. You most likely know multiple people who have gone through a similar experience to Dr. Peterson. What would have happened if she were actually allowed to have autonomy over her own body? She would not have had to deal with the travel, with laws that made decisions for her, and with the mental and physical issues that resulted from her journey. Reproductive justice, autonomy over our own selves, seems like a simple idea, but so much gets in the way of self-determination, such as politics, inequality, racism, and other unjust systems in our society that complicate our understanding of reproductive and human rights. What does it mean for each person to be able to control our own bodies and our own lives? This relates to the Jewish value of kavod habrit, respect for every individual and their choices. Dr. Peterson's truth was that she needed to make a decision about her own body. Political and religious stigmas got in the way of her doing so. Judaism reminds us that it is important to have that kavod habrit, that respect for each person and their journeys, and that reproductive justice means that pregnant people are able to make their own choices about their own bodies. In this week's Torah portion, Mishpatim, amongst a whole lot of other laws, we see the first mention of how our tradition relates to this idea. Exodus 21 first tells us that the punishment for killing someone is death. It then goes on to describe a situation where people are fighting and how the consequences of their fight impact both them and those who get caught up in it. The Torah states, when men fight and one of them pushes a pregnant woman and a miscarriage results, but no other damage ensues, the one responsible shall be fined according as the woman's husband may exact from him, the payment to be based on reckoning. But if other damage ensues, the penalty shall be life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, bruise for bruise. This is a clear demonstration of the Jewish approach to reproductive justice. According to our ancient text, a fetus is not considered a fully formed life, and thus the consequence of a miscarriage is a fine for the person who caused it. However, the consequence of killing someone else is a life in exchange. If the mother is harmed, it's a different story. These concepts can be difficult for us to wrap our head around. Even as we learn and open ourselves to these ideas, what is important is that we remember that each person is holy, created in God's image, and has the right to reproductive justice, being able to make decisions about their own lives and bodies. Though religion is often used as a reason not to have an abortion, part of the goal of reproductive justice Shabbat is to convey that religion and reproductive justice can and should often go hand in hand, rather than being opposing forces. As the NCJW reminds us, our Jewish communities should be places where anyone impacted personally by these issues feels loved and welcomed. They should be places where people understand what our tradition teaches. And they should be places where we understand the importance of fighting for reproductive health, rights, and justice for everyone. The story of Ashley Chanel from Cleveland, Ohio, reflects these sentiments. She writes, "I had my abortion on April 15th, 2016. It was an unplanned pregnancy with someone I didn't see myself with for a long-term relationship. I had accomplished a few significant milestones. However, getting an abortion felt like my first adult decision and my first parenting decision. The unplanned pregnancy gave me the opportunity to really think about the path I wanted my life to take and the life I want to give to my future children. I am grateful for my abortion because it was my moment of clarity. My faith played a major role in this decision and being able to feel firm in it. I want those who don't identify as Christian but are subjected to protesters who use biblical language on their signs and pamphlets to know that hate, bigotry, judgment, intimidation, and lies are not the traits of authentic Christians. I want people to know that you don't have to choose between your faith and your decision to have an abortion. For me, having an abortion actually strengthened my spiritual relationship." Tonight is just one Shabbat, one sermon, one glimpse into the work that NCJW does to ensure that each person receives kavod habrit, respect for who they are and the decisions that they make. By sharing other stories and examining this topic through a Jewish lens, we are taking a tiny step towards creating a safe and holy place where everyone can share their stories and gather support that may be missing from other areas in their lives. On the NCJW website, there are links to download toolkits with many more stories such as these, Jewish texts, and resources. I encourage you to take a look with an open mind and heart. Learn one or two new things. Read about someone's experience, or continue to explore Jewish text around these topics. The more we know, the more that we can participate in this sacred justice work. Stories matter. Each of us is valuable. Our tradition teaches us that every person is worthy, holy, and on our journey towards justice, that every person has rights. And if not now, when?
If I don't stand up for myself, then who will stand for me? If I don't know me, who's gonna show me? And if I don't stand up for another, who is my brother? How can I hold my head up high? Im eni ani li mili, וכשאני לעצמי מה אני, ואם לא עכשיו ומתי, אם לא עכשיו ומתי, אם אין אני לי מילי, וכשאני לעצמי מה אני, ואם לא עכשיו ומתי, אם לא עכשיו ומתי. And you know I've got your back if trouble should find you, if I will remind you that I'm behind you. And would you please watch out for me if I go astray, and make it okay, show me the way. אם אני לי מילי, וכשאני לעצמי מה אני, ואם לא עכשיו ומתי, אם לא עכשיו ומתי, אם איני אני לי מי לי, וכשאני לעצמי מה אני, ואם לא עכשיו ומתי, אם לא עכשיו ומתי. אם איני אני לי מי לי, וכשאני לעצמי מה אני, ואם לא עכשיו ומתי, אם לא עכשיו ומתי, אם איני אני לי מי לי, וכשאני לעצמי מה אני, ואם לא עכשיו ומתי, אם לא עכשיו ומתי.
Shabbat Shalom once again. So glad you are joining us this evening. There is a lot going on in February, of course, so you can check out your This Week at AEMT email for programs and login information and links, everything you need. If you are not yet on our list, but you would like to be connected with the temple, of course, because we live in the age of Zoom and the internet, there have been some tech issues with our normal website, aemtnews.com, so please go to aemt.net, which is our regular website, not our news website, and click on subscribe, which is on every page, and then you can be signed up for our emails and know what's going on here and be open to our classes and our wonderful speakers. So we hope you can join us. Just aemt.net, click the subscribe button. Just something specific that I wanted to point out tonight is that the order deadline for your Mishloach Manot has been extended to Tuesday, February 16th. This means, of course, that Purim is coming. So again, check your emails for all of our wonderful Purim plans. Of course, Purim is quite a highlight here at Anshe Emeth, so be sure to be involved. And if you want to send your friends or relatives something sweet and reach out to them, you still can till Tuesday. So please do so. Again, order by Tuesday the 16th, and you can send a special Purim box to your friends and your loved ones. Thank you, of course, to piano Dave Schlossberg and Cantor Stanton for your gorgeous music tonight.
Thank you.
As we celebrate the joy and the sweetness of Shabbat, we also think of those in our own lives, in our communities, and in our world who are in need of healing, whether that healing is physical, emotional, or spiritual. We join together in our ancient words of Misha Berach, praying for healing and strength for those who are sick and for all of those who care for them.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of
We rise in body or spirit for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love to each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד
When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. At this point in our service, we remember those who we've known and loved and who showed us love throughout our lives. We remember those who passed away during this last month. Shirley Lubsher, wife of Fred of blessed memory, mother of Jeremy Howard, grandmother of Stephen, Evan, Allie, Remy, and Sam. We remember Dolores Ames, wife of Danielle of blessed memory, mother of Andrew, Stephen, Clifford, grandmother of Gregory, Charles, Lori, Robert, Sarah, Elizabeth, Stephanie, great-grandmother of George and Henry, Edward and Philip, Violet, Desmond, and Saffron, Samson, Hannah, Amelia, Jake, and Zoe. We remember Ginny Mayer, wife of Bill of blessed memory, mother of Sandy, Jill, and Suzanne, grandmother of Lindsay, Morgan, Jade, Zachary, Cole, Tori, and Skylar, great-grandmother of Olivia and Piper. To those names, we add those whose names are in our service sheets tonight, those remembering loved ones who have died at this time in years past, and those whose names are inscribed throughout our building, always sources of love for us. We join together with the mourners in Kaddish Yatom, Mourners Kaddish, May their memories be for a blessing. Page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach iruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudasha barichu. Le'elam in kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. We conclude our service this evening with Adon Olam, found on page 321. Adon Olam. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Ve'et Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Be'acharei Kiklot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nora Adon Olam, Ve'hu Haya, Ve'hu Hove, Ve'hu Yeh B'tif'ara Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Ve'et Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'hu Echad Ve'ein Sheni, Lehamshilo Lehachbira Adon Olam, Beli Reishi, Beli Tachlit, Velo Ha'oz Ve'hamizra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Ve'et Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'hu Eli, Ve'chai Goali, Ve'tzur Chevli Be'etzara Adon Olam, Ve'hu Nisi, Umanos Li, Menat Kosi Beyom Mekra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Ve'et Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Beyado Avkid Ruchi, Beit Ishan Ve'ahira Adon Olam, Ve'im Ruchi Geviati, Adon Ali Ve'lo Ira Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Ve'et Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And to sanctify the sweetness of our Shabbat together, we join with Cantor Stanton for Kiddush.
ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר יום השישי ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחיל לנו זיכרון למעשה וראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר לציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים.
And please join with me in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.